2016's improvement, where we were really focused on, was bringing in both the combination of our old players, returning players, and getting them to understand how to drive the leadership package in terms of what we want to do, how we close out games. I think that realistically, we had a very, very good season last year, and we had a horrible season because the 4 losses, even though our record before the Sunshine State Conference playoff started was realistically overall the best in the actual conference. We didn't close games well. We deserved to be 8th, and that was a bit of a struggle. So I think being together for a year, closing out games, really understanding what it means to take the total package into a game and then fine-tune as the game goes on. Here's what you do, here's when you do it. I think that that's probably our primary foundational work that we've spent since like last December. The new players, obviously, they're always going to infuse into the new breath and the life of the team. But overall, I really believe it's the team aspect of knowing what we're trying to do to close out a game is the most important. 2016 with the returners, the whole core group I think is the most important. I mean, we had a couple honorees. We had Thomas Coombs was in the Sunshine State award-winning players. Manu Perez was up for votes. Sergio Yepes was up for votes. But I think the thing that is most important with this group is that our key returners are the guys that put in a lot of minutes and a lot of sweat equity last year. So without naming names, I think it's better just to say the reality is that this group as a whole, as a returning group, are very, very important to what this team's going to be about in 2016. And the same kind of goes with our newcomers, that we have a few players that have come in, that some that maybe had fanfare and some a little less fanfare, and we're finding that both of them are showing qualities that says that they're going to be very, very important. So without naming names there, I just think at the end of the day, I think the total package for us will be really the most important as to how our returners and our newcomers gel together. You're doing with the SSC, and I think the most important example would be is if you remove the S in the middle and made it the SEC, then you'd be looking at college football, and everybody knows how demanding that conference is. If you replace the S back in, you'd say that's how demanding our soccer conference is. There's no easy games. And so to sit there and say, well, this game and that game, it sounds like a whitewash and a statement, but there is no easy game. There are home field advantages, I think, have gone out the door. I don't think that there's any place in this conference realistically that you can go that you have an inability to win just because you're going to their place. It's just too wide open now. The out-of-conference games are just as difficult. The regional games are tough, more programs, more coaches, more funding. The whole box of this whole entire area of our South region is a war zone in terms of athletic-related competition. It just doesn't, you're just not going to have a break. So I think, looking at Nick Saban and company, I know what it's like to go to bed knowing that if you haven't put your package together and got things ready to go, you're going to be in for a very, very long day.